Greetings, everyone following along on this Advent journey. We have come to Friday of the second week of Advent, and as we engage with the theme of practicing honesty, Kathy invites us to reflect upon the idea of disorientation. Disorientation. It's a feeling familiar to many of us. This last week, I preached on the beginning of Mark and John the Baptist out in the wilderness. And indeed, the wilderness is a theme that often comes up during this Advent season, journeying through the wilderness, through the unknown. And that this season marks one of disorientation. The people back during the first season of this, before Jesus came, were experiencing some disorientation. Where was God? Was God going to show up? The salvation that God spoke for generations seems distant. To live as the people of God in the first century under the empire of Rome must have been disorientating. Yet in the midst of that disorientation, they found a glimpse of hope, and they followed that hope. And that is what we remember as we journey through Advent today.
Today, Kathy asks us just, where are you feeling lost and confused? And for me, it's around the future. I feel like the future is entirely unclear right now. I feel like what church will look like, what neighboring will look like, what justice will look like, what parenting a vulnerable child will look like in just a few months. Just a few months from now is completely hazy, and I can't see it at all. As a 6 on the Enneagram, my question is always, what's my plan? Do I have a plan? If I get in the shower, I find myself unconsciously already asking, okay, what's my plan? About what? I don't even know. So I always want to have a plan. And I can't see anything beyond a few months from now. So in many ways, I can't plan. You can't plan for what you can't see. And in a way, there's a lot of liberation in that disorientation. And in a way, it's an excellent way to journey through Advent. The original story tells of people who knew a change was coming and they had no idea what that change would look like. They knew it was coming, so they waited and worked in confusion. And so we wait and work in confusion and without a plan. And it is uncomfortable, but in many ways that discomfort is good. How about you? Where are you lost and confused?
I think Kathy talks a bit about the changing faith that so many of us have. And indeed, faith is a place I have often felt lost and confused because I don't have the same faith I had 10 years ago, much less even 10 months ago, particularly with this pandemic has even shifted some of my faith. And it's really easy to feel untethered when you lose something that you had relied on as a rock and you realize that foundation you thought was cement and concrete really isn't. Which is not a bad thing, but it's easy to feel disoriented and wonder what does it mean to be a person of faith? And I feel like wrestling with that disorientation, as jarring as it can be sometimes, ultimately is a good thing and can lead us to a good place if we're willing to sit with the disorientation.
How are you feeling lost, confused, disoriented? How are you being met in that space? How can we journey with you?